Set your routines for success. You've received a bunch of guides, videos on how to get, your resume positioned, LinkedIn position, and the like. Now it's time to support what you're doing to continue to have a successful career or to continue to position yourself for a great job, a career change. And one of the ways you support yourself is to set your routines for success. So there are a number of ways to do this, and I'll cover a few topics like meditation, reflection, gratitude, movement, good food, and sleep, and how important that is. So we'll start off with meditation and reflection. So obviously some people don't like that word meditation. It seems like a difficult thing to undertake. But really meditation is about taking a few minutes a day to be quiet and reflective. For me personally, I start that routine in the morning. I find that setting up my day for success has a lot to do with taking some time as soon as I've woken up to simply be quiet and still. I often use guided meditations. There are plenty of them on YouTube. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of meditations on YouTube. So if you don't have any of your own, I would suggest you start with a 5-minute one. And it can be on anything. I mean, sometimes you might need a 5-minute meditation on success, or sometimes you might need a 5-minute meditation on managing anger if you've got issues or you've been upset about something. Sometimes you might need a 5-minute meditation on anxiety. They cover every kind of topic under the sun on YouTube. So take your time in the morning, preferably, but also at night. I mean, I sometimes do meditations both morning and night. I always do it in the morning. I don't always do it at night. But it works for setting up a successful day. Use YouTube, plenty of meditations there, and start your day with quiet reflection. The importance of gratitude. It's very easy for us to look at the things we don't have. But focusing on things that we don't have or focusing on the negative does not actually help in manifesting what we do want. One of the most powerful ways to manifest what you do want is to spend some time focusing on the good that you do have. Now, if you can't think of things, here's some prompters. You have a roof over your head. You have food on your table. You live in a relatively safe country that's not torn apart by war. I mean, this is just a start. But there are always things to be grateful for. If you have a job and you're able to feed your family, if you have access to clean running water, if you have access to parks and beautiful playgrounds nearby where you can go for walks and jog, all those things are things to be grateful for. And I recommend you list 3 things every day that you're grateful for. You can start your day with gratitude, or you can end your day with gratitude, or you can do both. You can start your day. I mean, the 3 things that I write every day that I'm grateful for when I start my day, this is after I do the meditation, I write simple things like, thank you for this day, thank you for the air I breathe, thank you for the gift of life. Those are 3 gratitudes that I start my day with. And then when I end my day, often don't write this one down. Usually as I'm falling asleep, I just sort of revisit the day as I'm drifting off to sleep. And for anything that has gone well, I say thank you. And if there's nothing that's gone well, if I've had one of those icky days, then I simply say thank you for my partner, thank you for my daughter, thank you for our beautiful puppy Nala. Simple. You really can find simple ways to be in a state of gratitude at least 2 times a day. The importance of movement. So our human body is not designed to be in a seated state for long periods of time. And obviously, in today's day and age, we work in technology. Most of us are sitting in front of computers for extended periods of time. So it's important to find ways to move the body, to get up regularly and move the body. If you're in the office, very simple way to move the body is just to walk around your floor. You know, take a little stroll around the floor, set a timer on the computer and take a stroll around the floor every 60 to 90 minutes. Working from home or restricted by working from home, there's other ways you can move. I, for example, set my timer every 90 minutes and I dance for 5 to 10 minutes. It just helps give the body some movement, you know, so the body is not stiff. Move. You can also stretch, you know, stretch upward, stretch to the sides. Do those little stretches that help the body and give the body some relief. It is not designed to be seated for lengthy periods of time. That can often lead to back problems, hip problems, all those things, and they especially become noticeable as we get older. So make sure that you are setting up your day for success by not constraining or constricting your body for long periods of time. Move, whether it's walking around the office floor, whether it's going for a lunchtime walk, whether it's dancing every 90 minutes, whatever, however you can move, do it. Eating good food. I know it's tempting, you know, often when we're in offices, you know, we always reach for those snacks. You know, you get that 3 o'clock slump and most of us will reach for the sugary snack. Over long periods of time, that obviously causes problems in the body. You know, everyone knows that diabetes is a big thing at the moment. It's one of the most prominent health issues in our world today across the world, and the numbers with diabetes is rising. So you don't want to be reaching for those sugary snacks. You know, throughout the course of the day, they don't give you energy either. So here's where you want to start keeping your eating simple but healthy. And obviously the best and healthiest way to eat is to load up on lots of vegetables, some fruits, preferably low sugar fruits that's going to sustain your energy over time, and some lean protein. You know, it's really important to consider your diet with success, because if we're not healthy, it impacts on our ability to do work, good work, you know, to go for great roles, to change our careers to what we want to do. All of that impacts. If we're not healthy, it impacts on our ability to do that and deliver the kind of work that we say we want to do. So don't disregard it. It's okay to indulge from time to time. Maybe one day a week, maybe on Sundays can be the treat day, or choose your day and have your treat. You don't want to deprive yourself. But really, all of us should be aiming to be doing 90% of the week to be eating healthy, eating food that sustains energy, that gives us energy first of all, and that sustains energy. So we always come at everything that we do with our best self forward, our healthy self forward. So be mindful of your food. You know, have the sugary indulgence once a week, you know, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, nice afternoon tea. But for the rest of the time, try and stick as much as you can with the foods that give you energy and that sustain your energy. The importance of sleep. Many of us underestimate the importance of sleep. But if you do the research, you can go to YouTube, you can Google, do any of the research. It shows that people who sleep 7 to 8 hours a night are skinnier, smarter, more chilled, and more successful, whichever way you want to define success. We do need our sleep. Brain and body needs to turn off at the end of the day and rest and recuperate. So a lot of the body's repair happens when we're sleeping. You know, you can have injuries, for example. If you get an injury, say from, you know, exercise, one of the best ways to help that injury heal is to get good sleep, because that's when the body repairs. It's also when the mind has its time to rest. Super important. Don't underestimate. So some of the things you can do to help yourself get better sleep is to start developing routines of turning off the gadgets about an hour to 90 minutes before you go to bed. This is the time when you grab a book and read. Don't read on, you know, the Kindles or on the devices. Turn the phone off, put it on the charger, whatever, and start dimming the lights in whatever room you're in. You know, start helping the body get ready to produce that melatonin that supports and helps good sleep. Simple little routines, you know, turning off the gadgets, you know, turning the lights down, dimming the lights. And if you do want to read or do an activity before bed, then reading a book, holding a book in your hand. Reading a book is one of the better ways to start preparing yourself for good sleep. And obviously, if you find that you have trouble sleeping, sometimes a little bit of meditation helps. I find that if my mind's chattering too much before bed, 5-10 minutes of quiet reflection with quiet ocean music or forest music helps. It soothes me, and eventually I fall asleep. Don't underestimate the importance of good sleep in being successful, whichever way you define success. So in summary, it's important to set yourself up for success, and one of the ways you do this is to develop routines that set you up for success. So things like meditation and reflection, gratitude, movement, food, and sleep. All of those play a role in helping you set up successful routines, which ultimately have you be successful in all areas of your life. We want balanced success. We don't want to have excess in one area and deficit in another area. Balanced success is always going to tie into the kinds of routines you have in your life day in and day out.